Hello everybody, I hope you're all doing well, and welcome back to more esports talk. I never thought I'd be covering this day where one of our own, right? The true warriors out there, he sacrificed a lot to make the move from Twitch to Mixer, that being Shroud. He has now come out a few days back, but the clip finally surfaced out there, guys. Shroud has admitted and stated that Valorant, he thinks, will overtake CSGO.
This summer, Source 2 is going to come out, and CSGO is going to go through a huge overhaul. And that would make sense because Valorant plans to come out in summer, right? Valve is so smart. They only update and they only do shit when they know they have to. But for years and years and years, Counter-Strike was just smooth sailing. No competition. Now that there's competition, whew, they're making updates. That's good. That's a good thing. I like that because we'll see something new in Counter-Strike, which is cool. Do you think Valorant will overtake CS? Probably. I just think because it's a much easier game to get into, much more pleasing to the eye, like a little bit more casual. Counter-Strike's a little bit more hardcore, a little bit more. But you never know. With the Source 2 stuff that they plan to do, maybe it'll be, I don't know, maybe it'll be insane. Who knows?
And yes, well, what does this mean? Does it really mean too much? Probably not. Of course, when it comes time for the Counter-Strike scene, and ever since the rise and hype of Valorant during the closed beta period, a lot of people out there, especially in the Counter-Strike scene, are saying, oh, there's no chance. And I think a lot of established figures out there also agreeing there is no chance anywhere in the near future this FPS takes over a king FPS title like Counter-Strike, dominating the FPS scene for years and years and years. And all of a sudden, within a month of closed beta release, everyone's saying that Valorant is the next up on the list to try and be like kind of a hybrid, but also in the FPS category to overtake that of a game like Counter-Strike. The fact that Shroud has said this, and albeit the wording he used is certainly a bit different, right? He thought Valorant can overtake CSGO, but I think he maybe means from an overall player-based perspective, maybe not from the esports competitive side, which we've already talked about. Many other streamers and personalities have doubted the watchability of Valorant when it comes time for esports and streaming the game. Will it be enjoyable to watch like Counter-Strike? Many figures out there agree there's probably no chance. When it comes time for competition of player base, though, if that's what Shroud meant, which I think he did kind of allude to even in the clip itself, guys, he does think that Valorant can overtake CSGO, but I think he means in sheer amount of player base, maybe not when it comes to the competitive or esports side, but I don't really know exactly what he did mean. So the debate does continue. If Shroud does think this, then exactly why? And what do you guys think? Because I certainly would see where he is coming from. The hype around this game alone just shows the sheer interest in it. And along with that being backed by both Tencent and Riot Games, currently operating League of Legends, we've seen the success it has over there. Obviously, if they do things correctly, then yeah, for sure, 100%, this could have a larger player base than a game like CSGO. I would say even quite easily. When you look at League of Legends numbers, if there's any crossover from that title to this one, especially when it's a crossover of other titles as well, they're backed by Riot Games and Tencent, so League of Legends, there will be a crossover of a player base for sure when it comes to Valorant. Then you think about Valorant, though, what it is trying to do for a crossover of many esports out there, whether it's Apex or Overwatch or CSGO, certainly going to draw some Call of Duty and Fortnite people as well. When it comes time for player-based numbers, which I believe concurrently CSGO is right around 1.2 to 1.3 million right now at an all-time record currently during this quarantine period. When you think about, though, for concurrent player-based records of League of Legends being millions above that, I do believe if there is any amount of crossover this game has shown so far for Valorant, then yes, when it comes to sheer player-based numbers, I think this game will outcompete Counter-Strike. When it comes time for competitive or the esports side of it, will it be more successful? No. I usually when I say no, I have an argument, but as of right now, no. It's in closed beta. It's so early on. I don't think Shroud meant it in that way. And so it's still very interesting, though, to see a top figure out there, especially one that retired from Counter-Strike, came from Counter-Strike like Shroud, to say it. I think he meant overall how many people will play the game will overtake CSGO, and I technically do agree with him. Very lastly, don't want to leave you guys empty-handed. Many of CSGO pros have talked out about against this game. I really enjoy Shox' take. I'll link the full interview down below for all of you guys with ESPN Esports. Very, very short take where he states a very interesting perspective that not a lot of people have taken. I think a lot of people out there are either saying, yes, it will overtake CSGO, or no, it won't, and they're making these very, very hard stances. Then we have Shox, who straight up just says, these games, despite their commonalities, are two very different games, and he is choosing just not to compare them. Yes, we will see plenty of tier 2 or lower tier CSGO pros and other esports pros transition into this game, and he does not blame them, but he himself is taking the stance of just not comparing them because, albeit they might both be FPSs, they do have some common traits between them, but they are still very, very different games. Obviously, when it comes to Shocks and Shroud, and you guys watching, several different opinions out there, but I'll keep on talking about it because I just like talking to myself in a camera lens. Until next time, take care. What are your thoughts? Drink your Wawa, drink your coffee. Okay, bye.